I am the oldest nephew of Paul and also the favorite nephew. I've been asked to read what was written by Doreen, Michelle, Nicole, and Suzanne. We were blessed to have Paul as a husband and a father. To all of you gathered here, he was special to you. As we begin to write, we are struggling to convey the awesomeness that was Paul, but finding comfort in the fact you already know is why you are here. Paul was the son, brother to 6 siblings, friend to too many to count, uncle to too many to count. He was a soldier, a husband, electrician, father of 3 girls, a girl dad before the term was founded. He was one we all gravitated to. All of his children and grandchildren and Cosmo were drawn to him and ready to be part of any great venture or project he was a part of. His imagination, sense of humor were contagious. He showed us how to be silly, caring, present in the moment, spouse, parent, and just a person. He never lost sight of the little boy within. From making the most delicious pancakes and breakfast foods, but refusing to serve us lunch, to rotten tomato fights, to solid gold dance parties with his girls on Saturday night when Doreen was working, to youth group lip-sync battles right here in this room, to April Fool's pranks and pranks played on random days throughout the year, to marathon watching of whodunit mystery shows, to water balloon fights, to canoe tipping, to coloring, to cooking Mother's Day soup to nuts dinners, to a love of Reese Cups peanut butter and a good Manhattan, to the days spent play restaurant and hotel, to dinners at Casatina, to Sunday mystery drives, to creating elaborate Halloween costumes for his children, growing up, and for himself and Doreen in recent years, to campfires, tent camping, ghost stories, dance recitals, to walk this way through the mall, to staying at home the day after Christmas to play with all the toys, to completing puzzles, to card games with M&Ms and peanuts. He was present, he was laughing, he was in his element, living life at its fullest. While I can't provide further details regarding these adventures, I am told that many of the family members will corroborate them with a bottle of wine. They will fill in the blanks. Paul was a man who never expected more from somebody than they could give. He met people exactly where they were at. It was a gift that he had, a trait we have all tried and continue to try to emulate. It is a gift that makes life more enjoyable and a world a better place. He was a man who gave and gave and gave, expecting nothing in return. A man who always bought a new bike for his grandchildren, because the days that he grew up, he always got a hand-me-down. He was a man who kept drawings and letters and handmade cards from his grandchildren in a folder called Very Important Papers. Paul was a family man. He was married to Doreen for 50 years. Their marriage was a model for their children. There were happy times, there were sad times, there were times of struggle, there were times of joy. Their courtship began, and soon Paul was drafted and sent off to war. Their wedding was planned through letters back and forth from Vietnam. Those letters are in another very important folder and kept separately, especially for Doreen, one of which the girls are never old enough to look through. He dedicated his life to his wife, to his family they had created. For a man of very few words, he was able to relate to her how he felt and how much he adored her. We all witnessed that. The cards, the special meals of caring for and adding to many of the collections that Doreen had started. To playing bartender and waiter during the girls' weekends. The vacation they took to places they could have only imagined, the cruises, the disco dancing, the country line dancing lessons, retirement plans that changed from plan A to plan B to plan C, and then magically fell into place, the dream of moving to Florida. Doreen knew Paul better than even Paul knew Paul. When Doreen and her grandchildren discovered a 3-pound bundle of white fur at a puppy store, Paul said, no way. Many discussions followed, and the agreement was made that they would bring the fluff ball home with the understanding that Doreen would take care of him, Doreen would walk him, Doreen would feed him, Doreen would groom him. Well, everyone who knows Paul knows Cosmo, because the two were inseparable. Paul took great care and pride in meeting Cosmo's every need. Paul and Doreen were blessed with 53 years together, and she told Paul, who would have thought that after 53 years we wouldn't be sick of each other, and 53 years would not be enough. Their marriage was a true give and take, each supporting the other through life's trials, celebrations, joys. While Michelle, Nicole, and Suzanne have amazing memories with their dad, in them all, Mom was right there alongside with him, laughing and probably cooking dinner. Paul was born a Catholic, raised his family here at St. Peter's Episcopal Church, and led Sunday school classes, youth group, social clubs, always volunteering, always involved. They moved to Florida, finding Calvary Chapel, and this changed Paul. Jesus changed Paul. After attending Calvary Chapel, it strengthened his faith in God. He looked forward to attending Bible studies led by Guy Shiro. In the classes, he grew curious, and he became an avid note taker. We were able to place Paul's Bible with him in the hospital, and we knew it brought him and all of us great comfort, knowing God was watching over. While the miracle we were praying for didn't come, we would be remiss if we did not acknowledge all the miracles God provided that led us through Paul's illness. God's timing is perfect. Jesus called Paul home, and he had to go. We gather here today feeling the loss created by Paul's passing. but wanting to honor him, remember the smiles that he brought us in our memories. Please take a moment and reflect on Paul, who he was, and how he touched your life.